Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 30, and today we are returning with a brand new season in the FM Save as Millwall are in the Premier League for the first time in the series. You'll see the Premier League season opener as we take on Stoke at the Den, and also, of course, the big bumper transfer special featuring our biggest transfer budget ever of just over £30 million. And if I were you, I'd go make a sandwich, because this was a very, very busy window, loads of signings, lots to get through. So let's just get straight to it. And believe me, I'm not lying when I tell you it was a busy window. This took me a very long time to get through. Probably my longest pre-season ever playing Football Manager. Either for a save on YouTube or a save personally. This was a long window, and it had to be due to what we needed to do to give us any kind of chance of staying in the Premier League. But we were given, I think it was £33 million. We spent the majority of that. But we'll start with the departures as always and talk about the players that have left the club. Of course, you guys knew that Abate was going. He joined Cagliari on a free transfer after his contract expired. Elliott joined Notts County with 230 grand. Toffolo joined Nottingham Forest for 75 grand. And also two loan players this season as well. And Cheetah has gone to Huddersfield Town for a season's-long loan. The tall Romanian, not part of my first-team plans this season. And also Ben Thompson, of course, he's one of our own, has been part of the club since his academy days. He's gone to the Posh for a season-long loan. As quite frankly, as much as I love these mentals, he's just not good enough to cut it in the Premier League. And also a few players were released as well. We did see two players retiring, Charlie Mulgrew and Sean Williams. James Meredith also left the club on a free transfer. He's been picked up by Copenhagen in Denmark. And also, Lee Gregory left the club after many years of service, banging in all those goals. He has left the club as well. And it's a bit of a shame, actually, because obviously I wanted Gregory to stay. But as you can see, when I go and offer him a contract, he says playing for Millwall isn't part of my career plan. Fair enough. And as we move on to the signings, there are 12, yes, count them, 12 new signings to go through. It was a very, very busy window at the Den, no question there. And I'll try and be quick, but of course that's very difficult with me. What I will do is lump the first three signings together. These are three players that have came in, primarily just a tutor, really. Niasse and Peters, two veteran players with decent determination coming in to tutor some young players. And also Jerome Sinclair joined the club as well, 24 years old. Although he could play a bigger part of this club as the years go by on a 3-year deal, but Niasse and Peters in on just 1-year deals. But you'll see the players that they're tutoring anyway just a moment's time, and they'll sign primarily for their determination. But as we move on to the actual signings, well, I mean, they are actual signings, but the signings that you're much more interested in, we'll start off with one of the players that is getting tutored by Eric Peters, and that is Jay De Silva, who was joined from Chelsea on a free transfer. He was let go by the Blues. We picked him up on a 5-year deal, 18 grand a week, and I was thinking after letting Meredith go, letting Toffolo go, we're going to need two left backs. I really like this guy's stats. I couldn't put my finger on why he was released and why Chelsea didn't want to keep him. And then I saw it. I've been banging on about how much I love players that have got high determination and high work rate. Jay De Silva's determination is 4. 4. He's got 4 for determination. That's got to be one of the lowest determinations I've ever seen on any player. And it's definitely the lowest determination stat I've ever picked up for a new signing. 4 for determination. That's embarrassing, man. So that's why I signed Eric Peters, to get the guy tutored straight away and hopefully get that rating up. But 4? Really? 4 for determination? What is that about? Moving on, but we'll stick with another left-back who's got much better determination. 14 for determination, this guy. Ben Chilwell signed from Leicester on a 5-year deal as well. 27 grand a week. Quite a cheap transfer, this one as well, for a decent young talent. Just 1.5 million spent to pick the guy from the King Power. And I like the guy's stats as well. He is going to be our first-choice left-back this season with De Silva playing backup. And I like his stats as well. 24 years old. He turned 25 in December. He's relatively quick. He's got some good technicals here as well. And mentally not bad either. So Chilwell and De Silva, our new left backs this season, and yeah, decent little combination. And we'll stay on the left side of the pitch for the next new signing, but it's a very exciting young prospect playing further up the field. We've also signed this guy here from the Czech Republic. It's Koller. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm certainly not going to pronounce the first name right. Do you say the Z? Is that a silent Z? Denek Koller? But he looks very good indeed. Left wing we picked up for a cheap transfer fee, just £1.1 million. He's only 19 years old. He turned 20 in April, and he's got some really good stats. He's relatively quick, or quick enough with 14 acceleration, 14 pace, 15 stamina, 15 natural fitness. Really like that. Mentally, not bad either, with 17 work rate. Really, really good. And also technically, this guy really excels here. 16 for corners and 17 for crossing. So Menji, of course, is a right-footed player on the left-hand side. He's more of an inside forward, but Collier will be a decent crosser of the ball. And with 15 technique as well, you can see why the media described him as a wonder kid. I was looking for some good youth talent this season, just like last season as well, and this is definitely one of the best. Just 1.1 mil for the guy, in on a 4-year deal, 16 grand a week, and this guy really, really excites me. Looks very good indeed. Next up, and we'll take a look at one of our new right-backs for the new season, James Bree, who you might have actually seen briefly in my Aston Villa career mode. Oh, briefly, just got that. You might have seen briefly in my Aston Villa career mode that I did on YouTube very recently. James Bree signed, I think it was at Swansea in the game, wasn't he? Yes, he was indeed. Joined the Welsh side, but didn't really get on well at Liberty Stadium, so they made a hell of a loss on the guy after a couple of years. And we picked him up for a measly 2.4 million, which is nothing really in today's market. He's only 23 years old as well. He turned 24 in December, and he's got some decent stats. He's got 13 for acceleration, 14 pace, 15 stamina, so not too slow, not too bad physically, quite well balanced stats. This is 6 foot as well. Mentally not bad either, and technically not bad either as well. 13 for marking, 13 for tackling. He's got 13 positioning as well, which is pretty decent, and 12 for crossing too, so doesn't offer that much when going forward, but technically pretty solid defensively. Whether he'll be our first choice right with this season ahead of Romeo, I'm not entirely sure, because I really like Romeo, but he's in, he's got the number 2, and I like him a lot, and for 2.4 mil, it's an absolute bargain, to be honest. He's worth way more than that, that's for sure. Next up, and you've seen 2 veterans that we've signed, but this one is more of a noteworthy one. Gary Cahill has signed at the Den on a 1-year deal, and I got to say I'm very happy about this. Another player we picked up from Swansea, just like Bree, but this time on a free transfer. And Cahill may not have the physicality anymore, with 7 for acceleration, 6 for agility, and 7 for pace, but he's still got 14 strength for 6'4", despite being 35 and turning 36 in December. And technically and mentally, this guy is still fantastic. 17 heading, 15 marking, 16 tackling, positioning 14 not bad either, and I just love some of these mentals, man. 20 for bravery, which is fantastic. 19 for leadership. He's become our vice captain for the new season. 18 for teamwork, and 17 for work rate as well, and some decent traits too. And I might try and extend this deal at the end of the season. If he plays 25 games, we'll get an automatic 1-year extension, and 16 grand a week's a lot for a 35, soon to be 36-year-old, but I really like him, and as a leader, a dressing room leader, Premier League experience, Premier League winners experience, FA Cup winners experience. I'm really pleased to have Gary Cahill in, so I thought it was a good signing. Yes, of course, he's way past his best, that's for sure, but a good dressing room leader, if you will, and that's why he's our vice captain and one of our big new signings. 4 signings left to come, and we'll start off with another bright youth prospect. Dobby has arrived at the club on a very cheap transfer fee from Steaua Bucharest for £2.4 million. He's a Romanian midfielder, capped 6 times by his country already, and he's got some very decent stats at just 18 years old. He'll be playing as deep line playmaker in our team with 15 first touch, 16 for passing, 14 technique, 17 for teamwork, and 15 for vision. I really like the look of this guy. He's also got 15 for stamina as well, and looks like he could be a really good player in the future. His name's actually Dobby. I've given him the nickname Dobby. He's actually called Florian Dobra, but I don't know, he doesn't look like Dobby, but I just thought Dobby sounded like a pretty decent nickname for the guy, and yeah, he's got some decent stats, so another good youth prospect. We've got so many of them here at the Den, and Dobby's added to the list. I'm quite excited about him. So 3 new signings to come, one of our brightest youth prospects ever, an experienced player who you'll be very surprised to see here at the Den, and also a new club record signing. And we'll start off with the latter of those 3, and Dale Fry has arrived from Burnley for a new club record deal of £8 million, which could rise to £9.5 million. And of course, we've had Fry before, another player in my Aston Villa career mode recently, and also had him on a Middlesbrough career mode as well. Never had a guy on FM, but this guy's got some really good stats. We needed to improve our defense heading into the new season, and I really like the look at this youngster. Only 23 years old, although he turned 24 in a couple of weeks. He's got 15 for heading, 14 for marking, 14 tackling, 14 positions as well, and 16 for strength with 16 for jumping too at 6'4". Quite a commanding centre-back, Dale Fry, and still has room to develop and grow as well. It's a 4-year deal, 23 grand a week, and I got to say, I'm happy about it. Club record signing. He's definitely worth what we paid for him as well, and the ceiling's quite high for him too. So Fry in, a new club record deal, and yeah, a pretty decent centre-back, and I'm glad to have him. Next up is one of our new, young, bright talents, and I gotta say, I'm very excited about this guy. If the ceiling is high for Dale Fry, the ceiling is the limit for Marek Kuchar, who has joined the club for a very cheap transfer fee as well, just £4.3 million spent from Sparta Prague. And I love this guy's stats a lot, man. He reminds me of a player I had in my previous Hull save called Eric Van Dijk, in the sense he could play deeper, but also as a striker as well. Finishing 13, we will need to improve on, but technically he's very good with 15 for first touch, 14 for free kicks, headings 13 is not bad either. either, with 11 dribbling and 12 technique. And mentally, the guy's got some good stats as well. Determination needs improving, hence why we signed the assay to get that up. But he's got some good stats here with 13 anticipation, 16 for off the ball, 18 for teamwork as well, and 14 for work rate. And physically not bad either, with 15 acceleration at 6 foot. So Kuchar is in. I think he will partner John Black this season up top alongside our Northern Irish striker with Brito dropping to the bench. But for £4.3 million, I wanted a new striker. We've got one, and I really like the look of him. So Kuchar is in, and hopefully he'll bang in double digits this season. That's what I'm expecting. Let's see if he gets it. So that's 11 signings out of the way. That probably took a long time to get through. But as we move into the final signing of the window, well, this is one I don't think anyone could have possibly expected. You know, I sign those veterans every single year that have probably passed it. We bring them back anyway because we just hope they can do something exciting. And when this guy was in the Premier League, he was very exciting to watch, even if he played for a rival team. Welcome to Millwall Football Club. I always had a soft spot for him, even at West Ham. Dimitri Payet. Yes, Dimitri Payet is at the Den. I just had to sign him when he became available on a free transfer. And I got to be honest, I mentioned it briefly there, even when he was at West Ham, I liked watching the guy play because he was really fun to watch. He's got high flair. He does the unpredictable. I mentioned before, he plays off emotion. That's why he was so good at Upton Park. He really played up to the crowd, and he's got brilliant stats. Maybe not physically, but technically he's absolutely fantastic here. Set piece wizard with, well, 13 penalties, not great, but 16 for corners, 17 for free kicks as well. I don't think he's got a single direct free kick in the series so far, so maybe Payet can be the first one to do that. But he's got 16 first touch, he's got 15 for crossing, 14 for finishing, 13 for dribbling, 16 long shots, 16 passing, 17 technique, 17 vision, 17 flair, 16 composure, 15 anticipation. What can I say? Dimitri Payet was available, and I had to snap him up at the Den to join us here, despite once playing for a rival team. So he was at Marseille for the past few years. He was doing pretty well in Ligue 1, but he's come back to the Premier League, and I gotta say, I'm very excited for the guy. I think he could be a really good talent, even if he's only here for possibly just a 1 year. But he might play 20 games. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But Payet's in, and he maybe passed his best physically, but I'm still excited. I think this guy could leave us with a couple of memorable moments this season. And like I said, I can't deny it. Even at West Ham, I liked watching the guy play because he was just so fun to watch. His technique was just incredible, and a really talented player. There's no denying that. So those are the 12 signs we made. Then we spent just under £20 million on the 12 players, but quite a lot of freebies this season. Niasse, Sinclair, Peters, Cahill, Payet, and also De Silva as well. And not actually as much money spent as you probably would think when I told you we spent when we signed 12 new players. So I'm happy with the business. I really am. I think that's probably the best we could do with the window with the money we have, and we still have some money to work with as well, with just under £7 million still remaining in our transfer budget. So those are the new signings. I'm happy with the team we got right now. It's a decent squad. It's definitely the best team we've ever had in the series, but whether it's good enough to keep us in the Premier League, I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of young talent. We're putting a lot of faith in young players, and I'm just not sure we've got what it takes to stay in the Premier League. It's the top tier of English football, and quite frankly, I don't think it's good enough. It's decent. It's all right. I don't think we're going to get relegated rock bottom this season, even though that's what the media seem to suggest, as we're predicted to finish 20th with 1,000 to 1 to win the title. But I don't think we're going to finish rock bottom. I think we can have a good go at getting ourselves out of the Premier League, staying in the Premier League this season, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough indeed. Anyway, teams that went down last season for the Premier League were Swansea, Leeds United, and Sheffield Wednesday as well. And Manchester City won the title last season too, with Manchester United finishing second, Chelsea third, and Liverpool in fourth. And as for the Championship, obviously you knew West Brom got promoted last season, but it was Derby County who won the playoffs last season. Who did they beat? I think it was Crystal Palace in the semis, but they were promoted by the playoffs anyway, and they are up with us to the Premier League for this season. So yeah, that's our team. That is the upcoming look at the Premier League season this year as well. And our first game is going to be against Stoke. Our competition objectives, if you will, are to fight bravely against relegation. I love how that says fight bravely. Like, it's not enough to fight against relegation. We've got to fight bravely against relegation. Reach the fourth round of the FA Cup and reach the third round of the Carabao Cup, where we've been drawn against Watford, a Premier League side at the Den. And this was our pre-season. We won every single game apart from the Den Cup final, where we lost to Valencia. We were leading 4-3, and then we threw away 2 goals in stoppage time to in the final 4 minutes, including stoppage time, to lose our little mini cup final. Bit annoying, but there you go. So I think that's pretty much all I wanted to show you. The staff hasn't changed that much. As you can see, we're no longer the best coaching staff in our division, unsurprisingly. Has now gone to the Premier League. Same with the scouting and the physios as well. But it's still good. It's still above, well above average, and that's pretty decent. And you've seen the finances, and that's pretty much it. And that's how our squad's looking. So why don't we just dive into the first game of the season and see how we get on. So it is Stoke City in the Premier League season opener, our first game in the Premier League in the series. And again, I'm anticipating us to go down this year, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful we can at least fight bravely against relegation. So yeah, let's dive into it then. First game, we're going to make some changes to our team. Webster's match sharpness is horrible due to an injury picked up in pre-season, so we'll start Jed Wallace, who recently signed a new contract. I think we'll actually take Webster off the bench there, and we'll put O'Brien on the bench. And yeah, I'm okay with that team. We'll take Dolby off as well because the match sharpness is poor there for Jay Fulton. And Ferguson match sharpness is poor to take him off for Romeo as well. And yeah, let's go with that then. So this is our team for the game then, 4-4-2, and our normal instructions. You might notice I've added a third tactic layout, which is a 4-2-3-1. I did say I'd do that if we reach the Premier League, and this is what the instructions will be if we ever play with just the one striker. More of a passing formation, this one, and I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. But we'll stick with the 4-4-2 for the time being and see how we get on. So we've got Woodman in goal, back for a Jay De Silva with that forward determination. Hutchinson, Cooper, and James Bree making his debut along with De Silva as well. In the middle, in the midfield, Menji on the left, Wallace on the right, and in the middle, Tunnicliffe and the Dream. Now it's all together, John Black, our top scorer last season of 18, and also Kuchar making his debut as well. And on the bench, Long, Fry, Romeo, Fulton, O'Brien, Dimitri Payet, and Marvin Brito as well. So first game, it is Stoke City. It's the Premier League season opener, our debut in the Premier League. How will we get on? Let's find out. Come on, you Lions. Oh, I can now move that up a little bit slightly too. That's good. And yeah, so here we go then. First highlight of the game could well come to the Lions, you know, with Jed Wallace on the ball, back towards the Dream, and he will find Ryan Tunnicliffe as Tunnicliffe gives back towards Jed Wallace, and as Wallace plays it over the top towards Kuchar. An early chance could fall here because John Black is in the middle. Kuchar aims for him. Oh, it's the Dream start as well. 1 minute into the game, and Millwall have the lead. It's Kuchar, our new number 9, with the assist, and John Black, who last season scored 18 goals, getting us our first ever goal in the Premier League. Kuchar to Black. If you watch my whole save, it might remind you of Van Dijk to Donnelly, and it's Millwall 1, Stoke City 0. The Dream start for the Lions. Get in. Well, I would certainly take a point from the opening day, but this is a fantastic start. 1-0 up early, and maybe a chance to go 2 goals up. Ryan Tunnicliffe on the ball, through towards John, looking for his brace, but Pacini makes a tackle and Butland clears. And that should be Hutchinson's, and it is. But will drop straight to Henriksen, who is dispossessed by Ryan Tunnicliffe, who finds Black to Kuchar. Oh, it's a dream start. An absolute dream start. 6 minutes in, and it's already 2-0 to Millwall. John Black repaying the favour, and Marek Kuchar off the mark 6 minutes into his Millwall debut. Great work from Tunnicliffe on Henriksen. This is why I love Ryan Tunnicliffe. Wins so many balls back. Black into Kuchar. Awful marking, but a lovely finish. Kuchar scores 6 minutes into his debut. Millwall 2, Stoke City 0. There is absolutely no way we hold on to this scoreline for the rest of the game. Absolutely no way. And an early chance for Stoke to get back in the game when they almost did. There was that Joe Allen going for goal, but firing it way off target as it's still 2-0. Stoke could definitely get back in this game. They will score at some point. They will get themselves back in this match, no question. But as we lead by 2, what a start. And if nothing else, I'm pleased enough with our beginning to the Premier League debut as Kuchar finds John Black. They're looking deadly early as Black's on the ball down left-hand side. And he will keep on going and try and play it to Menji, which he does. He crosses. Kuchar! Free header makes it 3-0. I don't know what to say. I mean, I've sort of lost my voice anyway over the past few days. I'm losing it even more so now. Kuchar, what a bargain this guy could be. Menji to Marek. Millwall 3, Stoke City 0. Great cross, free header, in off the underside of the crossbar. This is mental. 2 goals and an assist for Marek as well. I said he reminds me of Eric Van Dijk. Anyone who watched my whole save will know why. He was like a complete forward Van Dijk in that save. Marek could be as well. What a start for the young Czech forward as we're 3 goals up to the good, but surely Stoke going to come back. Surely they're going to get back in this game, not before long. Here's Markovic on the ball through to Henriksen, and now Joe Allen back towards Markovic down the right. He'll play it through to Pacini. Lovely slid through ball. Great cross across the ground. And there is Tammy Abraham to do just that. Millwall 3, Stoke 1. We're only 20 minutes into the game. And with 3 minutes to go in the half, another chance here with Stoke to reduce the deficit even more so and make it 3-2. Henriksen to Markovic. Great tackle by Jada Silva. But here's Pacini on the ball down the right-hand side, finding Markovic, who... Oh, was that a cross or a shot? Not entirely sure. It hit the crossbar. And Tammy's cross is deflected. And we should get the danger away. Well, off the woodwork there from Stoke. If that was how they made it 3-2, we'd not have been happy. But instead, still leading by 2 as we try and close out this first half. Got a really bad feeling as the second half gets underway that we're going to throw this one away really quickly. And right on cue, highlight for the visitors as Markovic finds Joe Allen. Oh, great through ball by Allen. What a ball, but what a save by Freddie Woodman on the one-on-one, keeping it a 3-1. We've got to tighten up because we cannot allow Stoke to come back from 3 goals down to get at least a point or possibly all 3. Come on, defend better. Creswell's corner, Abraham flicks on, it's 3-2. You know what's coming. You know what's coming. If we throw this away, it will just be a sign of what's going to come this season. 3-2, just 7 minutes after the restart, flicked on by Tammy Abraham from Aaron Creswell's corner, and Veltman with the finish. 3-2, I can see it coming. Millwall 3, Stoke City 6. Well, we are about to enter stoppage time. We are still leading by a goal, but the nerves are real right now. Can we hang on to the 3 points and a win in our Premier League debut? Come on, we're almost there. One final chance. Fulton with the interception. Well done, Jay. Fulton gets it clear as well. And as we approach the final 10 seconds, all we've got to do now is, yeah, that'll do. That'll do. I was going to say is keep holding the ball, but that'll do as well. Aaron Creswell tracks down loose ball, but we're counting down the seconds. 3, 2, 1. And there is the final whistle. Get in. We survive what would have been an epic collapse after we went 3 goals up, 17 minutes in. But we've done it. We've won on the Premier League season opener. Phil Neville, I don't think we need to address anything specific right now. I mean, there's 2 things we could address. That fantastic start or that terrible throwaway. But I'm going to say to the boys, people have written us today and you proved them all wrong. Well done on a great result. We'll praise the boys despite what could have been an epic collapse. And for Kuchar as well, man of the match on his debut. 2 goals and assists. I said this guy, the ceiling's going to be very, very high. And it definitely is. But it's a dream start for the Lions. We brought in 12 new players. We spent quite a bit of money, club record signings, and a lot of new youngsters coming in, including this one. But I gotta say, I'm excited. I'm very, very excited, and that is the dream way to start the new season. So that will end today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do drop a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated, and really help the channel out as well. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode in my Football Manager series, where we'll have games against oh, 2 big ones here. Or could be 3 big ones there. We're going to have 2 big games here. Man City at home and Chelsea away as well, where hopefully we've picked up even more points to start the season off and have hopefully continued an impressive beginning. Thanks for watching, much love, have a great Sunday night, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon. What a win! Bye.